just talking about the stock market and what's been going on, and you had such an interesting thought on it. Can you remind me what you were saying?
Well, we're talking about what's happening with GameStop and all the guys on Reddit and all those kind of things, right? And I think what it made me think was just the idea that how many kids are jumping in these things, and you want to be on that bandwagon because look, it's skyrocketing, right? It's going to the moon. But the risk that I think a lot of people aren't talking about is that a lot of kids who might be getting in at, $50, $100, $200 on GameStop, they're not the ones that are going to make the biggest profits. It's the people who got in at $8, $10, $20, what it was 2 weeks ago, right? And I think sometimes when we look at the percentages and the numbers, we get too excited about what that means, right? So we say, oh, well, it was up 200% or 1,000%. And again, listen, if people keep buying, sure, it can keep going up, but the people who are going to see the most benefit are the guys who got in at $10 or $20. Now, human nature is going to dictate if they bought X number of shares, that goes up to $400, $500, $600. At a certain point, you're going to have to look at selling, right? You're going to have to say, well, God, I've made millions of dollars. Should I sell? The minute you sell, stock drops, right? So the people who will be hurt are the people at the tail end. It's going to be. So say right now, like yesterday, if it was at $400, the people who bought at $200 and $250 and $300 are going to be the ones that are hurt. Now they may see initially, well, I went from 200 to 400 and 250 to 400. Wow, I crushed it. But then the next day, if it drops, you're behind the 8 ball, right? So again, the math I was kind of laying out was like, if someone buys a stock at $50 and it goes up to 150, it tripled. It went up 300%, right? But then if the next day that stock drops in half, so it goes down 50%.
Right.
That 150 stock is now $75. So imagine if you got in at 100. The stock was 50, you got in at 100, it went up to 150.
Yeah.
You're hearing the news like, wow, it went up 300%. You know you made 100% on the money because from the time you got into the time it ended, it's up another 100%.
Yeah.
But when it drops 50% the next day, it drops 50 from the total.
Right.
From the 150 down to the 75. You got in at 100, so you're now down 25%. You may think in your head, well, I was up 100% the day before, and it only dropped 50%, so I'm only down 50%. No, you're down negative 25, not up 50%. That's a big deal. And so you can't really play it that way.
And what's the danger in doing that with a company like GameStop versus like say an Amazon?
Well, what I was suggesting was this idea of like where this could really work is with a really big company, a good company, right? So if you bought Amazon, you bought, if you want something cheaper, you buy Apple. You could do the same thing, right? If you're going to put your life savings into something, I put my life savings in Apple. I go, hey, I'm going to put 10 grand or 20 grand, whatever you have, and it goes up 300%. It still goes up 300%. It doesn't matter how many shares you bought. So you think in your head, well, a cheaper stock, I'm going to make more money. You're not going to make more money. It's only off the percentage of what you put in. So your entry point to where your exit point is, the percentage you made off of your total, not what the stock made. Now the percentage is there. So in my mind, I go, why are people investing in a company like GameStop? Like, why not get into something like an Apple or something like this where Apple stock is what, $130 a share today? You could buy a lot of those shares and say, hey, I'm going to put my 10, 20, 30 grand into that. And here's the thing, if one of these guys folds or gets nervous and they sell, yeah, the stock will drop, but it's not going to drop significantly because it's Apple. And if you hold on to it for 6 months, a year, you might still make a great profit. So you'll make a profit as it's going up, as it's being run up, and you're going to make a profit in the long run too. Like that's probably a safer bet than something like GameStop, which I would look at as more like a blockbuster, right? Like no one needs GameStop anymore, right? It's like Blockbuster. Like you don't buy a game at the store anymore. You can go to Best Buy and buy a game. You can go to Target and buy a game. Why would you go to GameStop? They don't even have any assets. So if they go bankrupt, what do they have? They probably lease half the properties. They probably don't own them. So what do they sell? Old Xboxes to get your money back? It can't be done. It's like a better strategy would be to buy an Apple or another big company that actually has real assets that can go up in the long term, and you can still do the same thing. You can still get together and still make the same money.
Hey everybody, I'm Adam Khalil. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I definitely want you to subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more content like this. But if this content had any value to you, click the like button as well.